Thank you, Chairman. Thank you, Ranking Member, Attorney General. Thank you for joining us today. Our law enforcement officers, first responders, and local safety agencies are the backbone of our communities. In Northwest Indiana, I've worked hard to bring critical federal grant dollars home, funds that directly support the brave men and women who protect us every day. Unfortunately, funding for 2025 has been rescinded, weakening our public safety framework and making our neighborhoods less safe. I firsthand have a positive impact in securing dollars and investments for Gary, Indiana, East Chicago, Lake County, and Michigan City that were force multipliers that were technology such as license plate readers and the COPS grant. I'm asking you today, what can we do to ensure that those funds are going to continue to flow to my district? And in light of the HIDA, I'm in Northwest Indiana, Gary, Indiana. We are a HIDA district where we have the Chicago traffic. That's vitally important to my district. I just need commitments that that funding will continue to be going forward and that our agencies will have that support.
Congressman, thank you for bringing that up. I'm well aware of the HIDA. I believe that's in Maryville. Is that correct?
You are correct.
And yes, that funding will remain where it is. We do not intend on touching that funding. We want to protect HIDA.
Very good. So in light of the escalation with Iran, part of our cybersecurity and our infrastructure when it comes to our electric grid, our banking systems, that is a new threat. Does this budget reflect increasing our cybersecurity protections, and how is the Department of Justice going to protect our infrastructure when it comes to bad actors such as Iran coming directly at our infrastructure in a cyber attack?
Yeah, we have $50 million for cybersecurity, and also in the one big
with an M, 50 million.
50 million,
Okay.
yeah, but also in the one big beautiful bill, it is also addressed to give us more resources. And you know, it's not only Iran, as you well know, it's China as well. But
Right.
Yes, I wholeheartedly agree with you.
In the
Congressman.
reconciliation, tomato, in the reconciliation bill, can you tell me what more resources are going to go towards cybersecurity? Because I was under the impression that was decreased.
Can I get you? I will get you those numbers.
Okay. Yes.
I want to do everything I can to help you protect cybersecurity, all of us in this country, not only again with Iran, but also with China and all of our foreign adversaries around the world.
Okay. And then
But here's where everything flips. Because the moment Mrvan presses for accountability, Pam Bondi reveals something that should concern every American. And it's not just the admission, it's what it implies about who's actually running the show.
just a question of curiosity that I have. Director Patel was here a couple of weeks ago, and we talked about the emails that went to the FBI agents, meaning, please tell us what you did at the end of the week. Give us 5 reasons why you did. At first, Director Patel said that that didn't exist. Then he specifically said, well, that came from the Department of Justice to the FBI agents, and his words, I told them not to fulfill that obligation. How do you manage that if you give a directive to your director of FBI and he chooses not to fulfill that? And where did that information go? So when someone from the FBI, an agent, fulfilled that obligation of giving you the information of what they were working on, where did that data go and how is it secured?
Yeah, and Congressman, I'd be happy to see who answered that, but I asked, when I learned about it, I asked that it be withdrawn, and it was, that email.
When you learned about the email going to the FBI agents, you asked them to withdraw it. Who did you ask to have it withdrawn?
My entire office, and it was.
So it is unknown who sent that email?
Well, it came from my office, but when I learned it went to the FBI, we asked that it be withdrawn.
Where is the gap of my understanding? If it came from your office, you're telling me you didn't send it?
I didn't realize it went to the FBI. That email went out.
So-
And the purpose of that email was to make sure, just so you know, it was to make sure that these people were sitting at their desk and working and alive, that there were people actually
Okay, and
responding.
I agree.
It could have been, I got up and got a cup of coffee.
Sure.
So
So
was
without
the
going into
purpose.
that, the people that did answer it, where did that data go?
I will find out. I will get you that information.
And I only ask as a national security issue as
Absolutely.
they are working on sensitive issues. And I thank you for joining us, and I yield back.
What happened in this exchange between Congressman Frank Mrvan and Attorney General Pam Bondi is one of those moments that perfectly illustrates why competence and accountability matter in government, and why Democrats have long warned about the dangers of turning federal leadership into a revolving door of political loyalty hires. Mr. Vaughn begins by doing what every responsible representative should do, fighting for critical federal funding that keeps his communities safe. He lays out very clearly how federal grants, from COPS funding to license plate reader technology, have been force multipliers in places like Gary, East Chicago, and Lake County. These aren't political toys. They're life-saving tools for local law enforcement in high-risk, high-drug traffic regions. But the 2025 rescissions, driven by the Trump administration's budget priorities, pulled those dollars back, making every one of those communities less safe. This is the Democratic perspective in real time. Budgets aren't abstract numbers. They're moral documents that reveal what a government actually values. And here, the cuts fall hardest on cities that need help the most. Then the conversation shifts to cybersecurity, a domain where the stakes couldn't be higher. And yet, Bondi's responses feel vague, poorly informed, and inconsistent with the level of seriousness you'd expect from someone overseeing national threats from Iran, China, and other bad actors. She drops numbers casually, 50 million, without clarity, and can't confirm whether cyber resources have actually been cut. That alone raises red flags. But the real breaking point comes when Mr. Vaughn digs into an earlier controversy involving the FBI. He asks about emails that required FBI agents to report what they worked on at the end of each week, something that Director Patel first denied, then admitted came from DOJ. Those emails were problematic because they risked exposing sensitive investigations, jeopardizing agents, and creating political pressure pipelines. Bondi claims she had the emails withdrawn once she learned about them. And then Mr. Vaughn lands the critical question: where did that information go? This is not a small matter. This is basic governance and oversight. Bondi's answer? She didn't realize the directive went to the FBI. This is where the alarms go off, because when the Attorney General says a directive came from her office that she didn't authorize, didn't track, and didn't even know reached FBI agents, that is a profound lapse in internal control. It implies a DOJ apparatus where decisions are either being made without oversight or where politically motivated staffers are sending instructions that senior leadership can't or won't account for. From a Democratic perspective, this is exactly the kind of dysfunction that emerges when key institutions are staffed with loyalists instead of professionals. When ideology enters the bloodstream of federal agencies, processes break down, oversight evaporates, and we end up with rogue directives, compromised investigations, and national security vulnerabilities. Even more alarming, Bondi can't answer one of the most basic questions. Where is the data now? Who has it? How was it secured? She doesn't know. And that is the problem. Mr. Vaughn's questions weren't partisan. They were about national security, cyber readiness, and the integrity of federal law enforcement. His exchange highlights a deeper truth. Democracies depend on competent institutions, not chaos masquerading as accountability. When oversight fails at the top, the people who pay the price are not politicians. It's communities, agents in the field, and national security. This moment is a reminder of why stable, transparent, constitutional governance matters, and why democratic oversight remains essential in holding officials accountable, regardless of administration.